welcome to Lessons Learned. I'm Sherry and you're watching the newest version of Monday Quilt Chat. And today we are going to talk about everything quilty that's going on in my life currently and the retreat that I recently attended, the Sew Yeah retreat, an English garden retreat. Over the Hedge was the theme. And I just got back from that. That took place on February 27th through March 3rd. And what would you like to hear about first? My projects that I have going on or the retreat? Which one do you want first? The retreat? Okay. I heard you loud and clear. So let's just go over what happened during that week. I happened to drive to Las Vegas, where Sew Yeah Quilting is located. My husband and I took a month-long trip out there. Took a few days to get there, stayed for a few weeks, and came back the same way. And so the retreat itself was $700. That's what it cost me, and that included all of the free classes, some free things that they gave us as far as notions and fabric, and also you could sign up for additional classes. There were some free classes, and you got all the materials for those, and the ones that you pay for extra, which were usually in the afternoon. You got a kit for those and an instructor, and pretty much on your way to finishing that project as well. Some of them were quite lengthy. Maybe the class itself wasn't lengthy, but there was a One Block Wonder class, which I didn't happen to take, where they got you started, and then after that you could work on it the following days. And so I did take an extra landscape art quilt class. I think that was the only one that I chose this time. That was $40, and we got a selection of fabric and materials and the instruction from a very artistic teacher, the class with that. So there were others. There was a lathe class where you could turn your own seam ripper out of a block of wood, and it had a seam ripper and also a stiletto on each end. You all have seen them. You've seen mine that I got at Paducah. It's kind of along this order, except they teach you how to do it yourself. And since I have this one, I have not taken that class on either one of the retreats that I've been on there, but it's a popular class and a lot of people take it. There was a red work class as well, where there was a red work and embroidery class. I did not take that one. Can't remember what the other ones were at this moment. I should have written those down, but you get the idea. There are some other classes that you could pay for. When we first get there each day, we get a little packet or a little bag or something that has something as a gift in it to us. I'll just go through those. One day we got a pack of Schmetz Universal Needles. And then the first day we got a few things in the Sew Yeah tote bag. We have a Nifty Notions elastic loop turn and pull. And then we got a measurer, sewing gauge, just your basic sewing gauge. We got a charm pack, and this was varied. This one happens to be Daffodils and Dragons by Kansas Troubles Designs, and I'm going to come back to this in just a minute. Got a 4.5-inch Olfa QR4S ruler, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit more in a minute. We got a 5.5 by 7.5-inch Olfa board, and these are really good for in the throat area of your machine to lay down. Of course, you can use them for cutting, but I like to keep this mat in the throat area of my machine to lay my scissors on, or other metal objects especially, so that it doesn't scratch my machine. So I have another one of those. I still have the one from the last retreat. sitting here, so this one will go on another machine, or it might become a giveaway. You just never know. Okay, a fellow retreater brought some excess of her fat quarters that she shared with us, and I picked out 3 fat quarters from her stash. I thought that was very nice. I'm gonna try to do that next time. Bring some of my stash if I can and share it with others who might be more interested in them than I am. That was lovely. The free classes that I took, I'm going to show them to you one by one. The first one, you may have seen this on Instagram, but it is a English paper pieced bowl. So there was a line of fabric called Adelaide, and this is what this is. This is 2 of the fabrics that were in it, and each kit was configured a little bit differently based on that fabric line. And I ended up doing a little feather stitch around mine in the bottom and around the edges. I was wanting so badly to get this done. Now, all English paper piecing is handwork, right? So, you know, I had to put all of these little side pieces on by hand. By the time I got to the edge, I decided I'm not doing any more hand work. I'm going to do some machine embroidery on there. So I love how this turned out. I'm really happy with it. That was a free class. Another free class was an applique table runner. It was called the 10-minute table runner, and it's a really simple table runner made with 2 fabrics. And then we took some complementary fabrics and made some applique, and it's done with Wonder Under, I do believe, and I have not stitched mine down yet, so I still have that to finish. And I think I'll probably be doing some thread art on those flowers as well, and the leaves. That's one end, and then this is the other end. That's just how I happened to configure my flowers on the little drawings that they gave us that we could copy. There were 5 flowers and an assortment of leaves. So I will be finishing that up. Easy project. Yes, the 10-minute table runner. That might be a free pattern on the Sew Yeah Quilting site, not sure. We had another free class on the churn dash block, and I turned mine into, you could just do the block. We had 2 colors. There was the red and this color, and there was I think there was a green one or maybe a navy one, I'm not sure, that went with this. So this was called Churn About. Check out Sew Yeah Quilting website. That might be a pattern on there too you can access. And I went ahead and was given some more fabric. Tiancum was so nice to get me a piece of fabric that I could finish it into a little wall quilt, a little mini quilt. And going back to this, how interesting that I received that, which is this fabric line, in my free stuff that they gave me. So I'm going to take one or 2 of these and see how there's some big flowers on there and leaves. I'm going to applique on some of those in these corners and sides, at least, just to kind of jazz it up a little more. I did do some more of that feather stitch from my embroidery stitches on my machine around that to kind of jazz it up a little bit, but I think it needs a little more. The back is prettier than the front. Actually, I've got that the wrong way. It doesn't matter, really. That's the great thing about a churn dash block, is you can't turn it the wrong way. Alright, and then we also had a classic coin purse class. This is the pattern, and they gave us the hardware for it and a couple of Tula Pink pieces that we could kind of do a two-sided, two-tone one. And so that's what I chose to do. There it is. This is just simply put together with glue and a little, there's a little piece of this twisted paper that you shove under there to kind of hold this in place. So that was a cute little project. Got that done. And then also the landscape class that I paid for and took, there was a lady there. It was very artistic. She's from another state that they brought in, and she was helping us to learn about how to do some landscape art. And we got a variety of fabrics that are natural looking, you know, different sorts of colors and things that you find in nature. And she just basically got us started on the project. It's really something, you know how it is when it's something artistic, you kind of have to take your time and think about it. But one important thing that she taught us was how to make a natural looking tree trunk. So we have this, I believe this is Stonehenge, yes, Stonehenge fabric. And she had us put pin tucks in it. And then also some batting to give it texture in some places. And I thought that was an interesting technique. I had never done that before. So I'm going to use that on this will be the size of the landscape quilt. And then I've already used some Wonder Under to do some rocks and some grass. I've just kind of layered those on there. That's as far as I was able to get in the class, because this was taking quite a bit of time. And I won't use this whole entire piece. I'll just use like I'll probably just use like a piece about like this to make that tree trunk look. But I was happy to learn that. That was very interesting to learn. And I'll continue to work on this project. So, in the very early stages yet, but we'll see that again later. Now, I also have things that I purchased myself. They had a little sale every day for us. Usually it was 20% off of something. It's not a huge sale, but I'll take it while I'm there and I can see the fabric. So I did wind up purchasing a few things that I could use. And let me see. First of all, let's do this. They had some kits put together in this Adelaide fabric that I was talking about, the English garden fabric that they had us use. They had two different kinds of kits for two different quilt patterns you could purchase, or they had this Go Anywhere bag by Noodlehead. That's what this is called. They had this made up. There's the bag. They had it made up in this fabric, and it was just really pretty. So I thought I'm gonna get the kit. So I bought the kit. I'll be making that. And then one day we had 20% off of florals, and I chose a yard of each one of these. This is called, I wanted another one, but the only thing I could find in this pattern was a gray and white, and it didn't really stand out as floral to me. This is called Our House by Natalie Barnes for Beyond the Reef, and it is by Wyndham Fabrics. So I don't know, I just like these two fabrics. Out of all the floral, it was something that I hadn't worked with before, and I thought it was pretty. So I got those. And then we had 20% off of batiks one day. And I just got an assortment of things that I liked. I got a couple of deep purpley colors. Not really all that patterned, but I thought they were unique. And then I especially like this to go with this. Either one of these will go with this. And then I got two random ones that I just liked. This one and then this one with these wheels. So that's I believe that's a yard a piece or two of those. And then I may have gotten this on the floral day as well. But this is black and white. Fleur Noir is what that's called. And I'll be using those for a black and white quilt. And I'm thinking about using these for the March block a day that Pat Sloan has. We're already on day 10, but the pattern is so simple I think I can catch up. If not, I'll do it at a later time. But I like the pattern that she's using for that. And then they have a sale room where the fabric is $7 a yard. So I did some end of bolt pieces from there. I got this blender. This is, I don't know if it's going to be able to tell me what it is. Moda. And I'm not seeing the name of it on here. I must not have gotten enough of the selvage to see what that is, but here is another one. It's called Marbles. Marbles by Moda. That yellow one and this one. So I'll use those as blenders. And then I got the rest of this Route 66 fabric. Thought this was cool. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Everybody asks me, oh, what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that? I have no idea. Well, I'm trying to open it more so you can see it. Where it's not upside down. Well, they're going every which way. But there you go. You get the idea. So there's quite a bunch of this. I think there's probably maybe 3 yards of it. Close to 3 yards at least. So if you guys have any ideas for this fabric, let me know. And then I got a couple of patterns. Here's another bowl, English paper piecing bowl. This is a big bowl. It's 10.5 in diameter. So I enjoyed doing that smaller one that I showed you in the EPP. So I thought I would try this one as well. This company is called Sew Treasured, S-O Treasured with a D.com by Jean Pacanyan. So you can go there and get those patterns. So yeah, I don't think So Yeah carries a lot of these patterns. They might. I don't know if they're on the website or not, but you probably could go to sewtreasured.com and get them if you're interested. And then there was a sale on patterns, and I've been wanting this one, Sparrows. So now I have that one. So that is pretty much what I did, what I bought at the retreat. I had a good time as usual. There's usually 70 to 75 people there, so it's quite a large retreat, and they did move to the other side of the store where they could spread out a little more, and that was nice. We had breakfast at 9 o'clock, and we had dinner around 6 every day, and you're on your own for lunch, and there's things around you can go to get your lunch. But as usual, it was a good time, and the Sew Yeah family is very present at the retreats. They either teach some of the classes or help in teaching them, and more than anything, keep everything coordinated and on time. So very well run retreat, I would say. I don't have a lot of experience with retreats, but I would like to go back again, and there will be one in October with another theme that they've already picked out, and it's called Island Paradise, and that is, I believe it's October 9th, but you can check their website for that. Very soon they'll have an option to buy the retreat and also buy your accommodations as well. And with those accommodations, they provide the hotel and the shuttle to and from the store. There's usually 3 shifts of shuttles coming and going each day. So yeah, I didn't have to take advantage of that this year. I had one of the other lovely ladies that was retreating with me, Lori, who picked me up from the campground every day and brought me back, and we got to know each other, and it was a real nice time. So I thank Lori for that, and I look forward to seeing her again in the future. So that is what I have for you today on the retreat, but I did want to talk to you for a moment about rulers. Rulers are, I think I'm realizing that my old yellow lined and green lined rulers are not quite as accurate as this one, and maybe some others that you have. Has a very fine line to follow on there, which I feel like makes cutting more accurate. Now this is just a 4.5 inch square that they gave me from the Sew Yeah retreat, but I've been using it for my smaller pieces because I feel like it's way more accurate than the thicker lined ones that I have. You wouldn't think just a thin drawn line would have any width to it, but I feel like after using this, maybe it does, because these fine lines on here, I feel like are giving me a way more accurate cut. So tell me in the comments what rulers you have, which ones you use, which ones you prefer. And I just might be switching my rulers out here pretty soon. So maybe one at a time. Rulers are expensive, but you know, don't you find that we use the same 2 or 3 rulers all the time anyway? So surely I can do that over the course of time. So yeah, tell me what you think about rulers. Give me the lowdown in the comments about rulers. And let's see, what else did I want to tell you? Thanks for being patient with me during the time that I was gone. I tried to provide some videos for you during that time as best as I could. But I'm really anxious and enthused about getting back into the projects that we have to do. Namely the Stack and White Kaleidoscope. There will be a part 4 this coming Wednesday on that. And then the red and white quilt that we're working on, that I'm working on for all of us, that you all have contributed fabric to. I have those 7 blocks done and much more fabric cut out this past weekend to be able to continue with that. And so I will probably be working on that today. And there will be more things. Remember the duster? I've got to get the Tula Pink fabric out, Moonlight Garden, and get that duster going. So hang in there with me. We've got lots more things to do, as well as the unfinished projects that I have from the retreat. I'd like to get those done this week if I can. And then before long, we'll be back here on Finish It Friday. Continue to send in your finishes according to the guidelines in the description box. Also, I wanted to point out that from time to time, check and make sure you're still subscribed, because sometimes YouTube randomly unsubscribes people. And of course, give the video a thumbs up and share it if you liked it. And one more thing, what is it? Check the description box for a link on the fabric cut, where you can get those wonderful titanium rotary blades. And also there will be a link in there from Annie's Kit Clubs. If you're interested in any of the kit clubs that Annie's has going on, go through my link, and that would help me tremendously. And I'm happy to share that with you. So we'll see you soon. Have a great week, and let it be productive, and sew something every day if you can. All right, bye.